Hi, welcome. In this video clip I would like to talk about reconnective healing as a distance healing session. A distance healing session is perfect for somebody who doesn't like to travel, who is very busy, who lives too far away, or who has other reasons why he may not be able to come to my practice. But first of all, what is a distance healing session? A distance healing session is a session in which the practitioner and his clients are not in the same room, not in the same city, or not even in the same country. Now I know you probably think, well, this is kind of weird, and how would this actually work? Well, in order to answer this question, we have to digress just a little bit. Mystics and spiritual teachers have told us for thousands of years that we are all connected, and more so, that we are all one and the same energy. Now, I know this concept may seem a little strange for us in the West, because we live more by the principle of good and bad, right and wrong, and so forth. But luckily we also live in a time in which science is advancing. Especially quantum physics could prove a lot of things that once were just philosophical concepts. The same is true for the concept that we all connected on some level, what is often referred to as the subatomic level. There was a study conducted in the United States in which scientists wanted to prove, or at least find out, whether what the mystics have told us was actually true. They took a person and then later took a DNA sample from that same person and placed it in a petri dish and separated the two by up to 400 miles. The scientists wanted to see if reactions caused in the person's body would also show in the DNA sample. What they did was they confronted the person with different images. Some images caused very pleasant reactions, whereas others caused very negative reactions. The scientists soon recognized that any reaction at all caused in the person's body also showed in the DNA sample. What they could not expect, and what was absolutely astounding, was that the reactions happened simultaneously. That means at the exact same time. They then redid all the tests because, it could have just been mere chance, but the results stayed the same. Any reaction occurring in the person also showed simultaneously in the DNA sample separated by up to 400 miles. The scientists then concluded that there must be some sort of invisible connection between the two, even though the person and his DNA sample were separated by many, many miles. Now, what they concluded eventually was that what the mystics have told us, namely that we are all connected on an intrinsic level, must actually be true, or at least science has for once agreed with the mystics. The same principle can be used to explain why reconnective healing can be booked as a distance healing session. We are all connected on an intrinsic level, even though it may not be visible for our physical eyes. And because we are all connected, it doesn't matter whether I as the practitioner am in my hometown and you as the client are somewhere in the world. It doesn't matter, we are all connected and the frequencies will find their way anyway. But maybe you're more interested in knowing how a distance healing session takes place. Well, first of all, we find a date, precisely 30 minutes, where you can just lay on your sofa, on your bed, or on the floor, wherever you feel comfortable, and be undistracted. During that time, I will then activate or stimulate the reconnective healing frequencies, and after the session call you and ask you what you've experienced. I will document your experience, not to interpret it, not to tell you what that means, but just for you to experience the session on a different level. After the first session, it's up to you if you want to book a second or third session, and it's also up to you in what time frame you want to do so. So if you feel that after the first session you've received everything you were looking for, then that's great. If, however, you feel that you need a second session after 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, that's also perfectly fine. I really hope that I could give you some more information about the topic of distance healing. It is not a concept any longer that is based on some weird assumption, but it's actually a concept that is proven by science. So if you feel at all interested, or if that information at all resonates with you, please feel free to contact me if you have any further questions or to book a session.